Before we start, this video is part of a bigger publication called Kwanda Amsterdam, which is about social change and how organization can play a key role in making that happen. So, how does a plan or an idea become a real project? We look at how this is approached in South Africa through Kwanda and how this is approached in the Netherlands through BASO. And it's not so much about the end result, but about how people learn to organize along the way. So let's look at the first step. Community mapping is about bringing together a bunch of people. Often community meetings are about what is not there, what is missing in the community. Now we flip that around. In a 5-day process, people are asked to look at their resources. In other words, what is there already in the community and what can they do with that? For example, someone might think, hey, let's grow orange trees on that empty land over there. And sure, next to all the possibilities, community mapping also looks at the issues in the community. Issues like HIV or high unemployment. And oh yeah, there's always latecomers. So let me introduce you now to a new group of people. Oh wait, I forgot about him. Meet the facilitator crew. They'll help to bring ideas into action. It's a bit like this. If people are hungry, you can give them fish, or you can teach them how to fish. If we look back at the community mapping from before, where is the fish and where is the fishing rod? During the community mapping, people expressed several needs. It might be, we are hungry, give us jobs, or we see a lot of unattended kids on the street. We want a daycare center. Now in many places the municipality or professionals would step in to try to make it happen. This would be the same as giving the people fish. Remember how we asked in the community mapping for the resources. There might be daycare workers without a job, an empty building. These resources are the equivalent of the fishing rod. And learning how to fish is like learning how to bring resources together to build, for example, a daycare center. With other words, learning how to fish is learning how to organize. So we see there's a need, a solution, and how to make that happen. This last part is crucial. If people learn how to fish, they have fish for a lifetime. Likewise, learning how to organize opens up the abundance in the neighborhood, and it breaks the dependency on outsiders to fix things for them. So, how do we make stuff happen? How do we learn to organize? This is where the facilitator crew comes in. First off, they take all the ideas from the community mapping and develop them into project plans. Then they look at each project plan and see what is needed to make it happen. How much time is needed, what resources do we need, and what skills are required. Remember the orange tree? They've turned it into a plan for a whole orange farm. And for the orange farm they make a detailed work plan, specifying how much budget is needed, time, material, and labor. There's more. From the detailed work plans they make contracts. In this case, planned 100 trees in 1 week for 10,000 rand. And after all that hard work, this is where the fun starts. The organization workshop. So remember these guys? The facilitator crew. They meet the community. And here you see the two shaking hands. Why? Well, they signed the contracts. And the community is now a community enterprise. One of these contracts was for planting orange trees, remember? Now the community enterprise gets access to all kinds of resources. A fan, tools, money, an office, knowledge, everything is there to make the contracts happen. Everything but organization, and this is where the learning starts. From South Africa we now move to the Netherlands. Again, we look at how plans can become real projects, and we start with the first step, community mapping. Not him again. Another one calling. Is everybody busy here? That's better. Also here we see ideas popping up. What is new now is that people are asked to put these ideas into rough, sketchy project plans. In the community mapping, people organize themselves around ideas, and in the next phase, project development, they develop these projects further. This is different from what we saw in South Africa, where the facilitator crew did all the project planning. These people, for example, have an idea to start a local food market. And this group here plans to organize the informal care in their neighborhood. So the groups work on their plans with the help of the facilitator crew. They do that both separately and collectively. In the collective moments, the groups can co-create, they can give each other feedback, and together they make elaborate project plans and work plans, specifying again budget, time, tools, and labor. Again, something different. Here we see an interested group of care professionals. They are listening to the pitch of the group of residents that wants to organize the informal care sector in the neighborhood. And, who knows, that might lead to a real contract. There it is. Now, unlike South Africa, we can see that this preparation is part of the organizational learning. As an added bonus, new initiatives can join during this phase. Kwanda is about complex organization. This requires a big group. If the project groups would only finish their own project, this learning would not happen. In order to learn about collective and complex organization, we created the Action Week. The running initiatives came up with assignments that could be done in the week. In this case, the Informal Care Initiative wants to do an awareness campaign. In the Action Week, they can meet new members of the community, scale up their initiative, and become more visible. And there you have it, from plan to project, both in South Africa and the Netherlands.